It is the RIOT podcast. Good Tuesday, September 27th. If you haven't donated during the RadioU fundraiser yet, it's not too late. RadioU.com or the RadioU app will let you do that. Good morning, Nikki and Isaiah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's morning for us. I don't know when whoever's listening.
I know,
this.
we're on a different schedule with our fall fundraiser. So, Isaiah just came in not too long ago.
Yeah,
Don't get
you
used
got
to
the
it.
sleep in.
I'm feeling real good right now.
You look like you just woke up.
Yeah, I
in
woke
like
up,
a good way.
I woke up probably about 3 hours ago. I probably woke up at 7, and I've just been hanging out all morning.
Do you know what that look is? That's him looking refreshed.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's a full night of sleep, 8 hours and everything, so I'm feeling real good today.
We do not have much longer for our fall fundraiser, but we have to have our fall fundraiser to keep Radio U on the air. With Radio U on the air, then the RIOT can stay on the air, and then when we're on the air, we can have a Worst of RIOT podcast.
That's right.
So consider learning more about donating and helping, since we are listener supported, through RadioU.com before that all wraps up.
And today during the podcast, we talked about another way that you may be able to extend your life, and that is by drinking coffee.
It's you said it, the tale as old as time,
Yeah.
where every study will say coffee's going to kill you or it'll help you.
Yeah, so we're watching out for the one that says it's going to kill you. But in the meantime, this one is a positive study about coffee. And I was wondering, they didn't specifically notate. They just said basically any way you drink coffee is fine. But I don't know if Isaiah's way counts, where it is literally 80% Snickers creamer.
Whoa. Not 80%, all right?
90.
I pour a half a cup of
the creamer?
coffee, and then I pour creamer in there. But it doesn't matter what you drink it with, as long as you consume the coffee. It's like if I drink coffee, then a Mountain Dew afterwards, my life still gets extended.
Sure.
Right? Unless the Mountain Dew is killing me.
Yeah, unless the Mountain Dew cancels it out in some way.
Okay, so I like coffee creamer too.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that I have even just drank coffee creamer without coffee. But
Just the
that's more
straight
like
up
a
coffee
sip.
creamer.
That's just like a
Do you
little.
warm it up,
a little
though,
sip.
or-
Oh my gosh, like I'm a baby or something.
Well,
like it's a
it's
bottle?
warm when it's in the coffee, so why
like
wouldn't you
warm
warm it
milk?
up? Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't know if
on
that would really wake you up to start the day, or that
Well,
seems like
you
it would put
wanna
you back to sleep.
Keep listening, because you want to find out how many cups of coffee do you have to have in order to save your
That's
life.
right. You got to get to a certain amount.
We also talked about how people have been prioritizing their pets over their own happiness.
Yeah, did you read that study? Did you look at that?
I didn't even read it a
You
little
don't
bit.
need
wild.
to. You
Didn't even
do.
look.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sure you
definitely
do.
one of the people who puts your pet's needs above your
Listen,
own.
if your
Yeah.
dog has any sort of wardrobe, clothing items, then you put your dog before your own
Then
good.
your dog is influencing your finances, your friends, everything about your life. Your dog is influencing it.
Yep.
I don't like to do it that way. I like to think I influence my dog's life. And if that switches, then I'm doing something wrong.
Listen, Zafir, if you're listening, if you want to just come live with one of us, then just
come
let
live
us
with
know.
us.
I'm
Okay?
influencing my dog to have a nice life, a roof over her head, food whenever she wants it. What
The
else
bare
could
minimum
she,
sounds like
What else could she ask
I'm feeding her and everything. She gets to stay inside.
Well, last night I was like, listen, I don't want any dogs in the bed, because I was getting tired, because I woke up the night before and all 3 of them snuck into bed during the night, and it's just too many. I just can't sleep well. And so I was like, no, everybody sleeps on your dog beds on the floor. And in comes Rolo, and Rolo has a little limp. He just woke up and maybe his leg.
Oh, as if,
And
bro.
so-
I don't buy that for 1
He
minute.
comes limping in, and I was like, oh, no, you can come into bed. So I let him stay in bed.
Sucker.
And then I woke up this morning, and they're all back in bed again. So we
course.
all put our dogs before us. We just can't help it.
Yeah, that is, I guess that happens from time to time.
It
but
does.
I try to resist it.
Well, enjoy the rest of the podcast. Again, the rest of this week, it's just slightly altered because of our fundraiser. And then you guys get to do the podcast tomorrow. I am not in.
Exciting.
I'm already
So
looking
try to
forward
raise
to
all
it.
the money that we can, okay?
All right, we'll do it all without you.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. All right, well, have a good day off.
Bye.
See you guys.
The words too expensive aren't in Nikki's vocabulary. This is the RIOT Radio U.
Are you hungry, Nikki?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, hungry?
Hungry for us to finish our fundraiser.
Are you hungry for a deal?
Sure.
All right. Well, fortunately, I've got something that can satisfy both of your hungers.
What is it?
Well, not the hunger for the fundraiser to be over. That's just with people donating. But the rest of your hungers can be satisfied with the possible return of Olive Garden's Neverending Pasta Bowl.
Oh, wasn't that like the pasta pass thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did they call it that?
I think so.
I know they used to call it the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl, and that is what people are speculating will be returning this coming Monday. If you're an Olive Garden's rewards member, I'm sorry, but you would have seen in your email a countdown to the restaurant, an email that said the countdown is on with an infinity loop, never ending.
Yeah.
And then if you went to their website, there's a counting down to Monday, October 3rd, this coming Monday. People are thinking, and then between stuff they posted on TikTok, that it seems that they are planning the return of the never-ending Pasta Bowl.
As someone who has been lower carb recently.
Yeah, you've been saving up?
Well, no, sometimes I find myself on like low carb TikTok.
Yeah.
And they're always like, yeah, you can still go to Olive Garden and have plenty of stuff. I'm like, no, you can't.
That's nonsense.
They're like, you can have the pasta bowl without the pasta.
Here's a big bowl of Alfredo sauce.
I would love a never-ending non-pasta bowl.
That is the worst. I mean, I'm sure it's delicious, but that'd be the worst soup I can imagine.
I know.
Just
They're
a
like,
big bowl of Alfredo.
just add more veggies in it. It's not. I think I'm going to have to pass on the pasta bowl.
Oh, come on. You've been saving up for this moment. All this no-carb lifestyle you've been living.
I could have an ultimate cheat day.
Cash it in. Yeah, you can cash it in with the never-ending pasta bowl. If a lot of people have had the opportunity to save up and prepare for this because the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl has not been around since 2019.
Okay.
It's been a while since they've done it.
So maybe this is different than the Pasta Pass.
I think it is, right? Because the Pasta Pass is the Pasta Pass where you buy it and it's like you go back over and over again. Yeah, just like Panera's coffee subscription and stuff. Where the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl is you can just go in, you order the pasta bowl, and then you just keep getting refilled as long as you're there, right?
I think so.
So there was concerns that it would never come back, especially after COVID-19. That seems what took it away initially. And then it was like, would they ever bring it back? Even we had comments from their CEO that said, we don't know when we'll bring it back or if we'll bring it back because we already have a never-ending abundance of our never-ending first course.
Oh, gosh.
Which that's what you get when you talk to a CEO.
If someone goes, let me know and just tell me how the pasta is. Oh, my gosh.
Nikki, you can find out for yourself.
No, I'm not because I'm afraid it's going to spiral and just send me down a pasta rabbit hole.
Once you start with Olive Garden, then you'll be like, ooh, I wonder what good pasta tastes like.
I can't go back. So, no, I'm probably going to pass. But if anybody else does.
Pasta pass?
I'm going to pasta pass. I am.
Oh, man. I never wind up going to Olive Garden, but I feel stupid for not when you see the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl. It's just like that's the only way to get your money's worth of pasta. You might as well do it,
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
So I've got an old standby here for you, bringing it back around. Coffee, if you drink it, it'll make you live longer.
Oh, you mean like study-wise?
Yep.
The greatest hits of studies?
This is a classic, a tale as old as time, a study that tells us we should drink coffee
every
to live
time.
longer.
You have no idea. Like, there is always a study saying, hey, coffee's amazing for you. And then, like, a week later, they'll be like, well, coffee's not the best. And then it swings back around.
Yeah, so we'll be on the watch out for that study that tells us coffee is no good. But at the moment,
back to good now?
I've got good coffee news. This is a coffee study from Australia where they followed 449,000 people. They asked them to fill out a questionnaire about how many cups of coffee they drink, how they prepare it, whether it's decaf or instant, or you could have instant decaf, I suppose. But all incorporating all the different methods you could enjoy coffee. And what it found was that anybody who drinks 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, no matter how it's prepared, and no matter whether it's decaf or not, had a lower risk of heart disease and death from all causes.
Really?
When they drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee.
Now, I know you're like, I don't drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee. Well, actually, you do. Your cup is just equal to 2 to 3 cups of coffee. You don't realize that.
What the classic measurement of a cup of coffee is 8 ounces, and I don't think anybody that drinks coffee really limits it to 8 ounces, except Isaiah and the people of his ilk that fill the cup of coffee just a little bit and then put a bunch of cream in
That's
it.
all you have to do.
Yeah, so
and
that,
there's no
I don't
study
think
about
that-
how that makes you feel.
That definitely raises your risk of death. It has to. But this, just drinking coffee this way, really, again, anyway, they say 2 to 3 cups, and you're less likely to die of heart disease and of any cause.
Well, if you want to find out what category are you like grouped in, are you a non-drinker? Do you drink less than 1 cup a day? 1 cup, then they'll put you in the 2 to 3 cup category, 4 to 5. Or if you're in that special category of more than 5 cups a day, which that person wants you to not bring it up.
You're already dead.
No, you're not.
That is the only way.
No, but yeah, you're the last one in this group.
Now, this is a wild study, though, because out of this, again, they surveyed 449,000 people. That's a ton of people. The most popular type of coffee, instant coffee.
Yeah, okay, so instant's more popular in different parts of the world, though. So I think that's a little different if they did the study here.
Different parts of the world are wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I know you hate that
They
stuff.
are, I mean, what are you doing?
You're desperate. You're just,
Yes, you're just trying to live longer.
You just want the coffee.
Apparently. So that is crazy to think about that in other parts of the world, they'll just go with instant. But you know what? It's also crazy to think that no matter what kind of coffee you're drinking, decaf or otherwise, it's helping you live longer.
supposedly.
You should take it back up, Nikki, if you want to live.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
I've got a survey here, Nikki. Let's talk about your pets.
Yeah.
We'd like to do that on the show. It's Chewy, is that a pet website? Where
Chewy. No, you can order stuff from them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So they had a survey here where they were obviously asking a bunch of different questions about your pets. Now, what they found was that pets, what kind of pet you have, and it plays a role in some of your major life decisions. For example, 40% of people said their pet influences what vacation trips they take.
Sure.
That seems low.
Wow, you think it'd be higher?
I would think, because if you have a dog, that really does play a role. You either have to.
Well, you're not seeing the rest of the numbers. They just take them with them.
Yeah, that could be. That's still influencing.
It is.
Then 37% said their pet influences where they live. Again, it seems like that would be higher. A lot of places don't accept certain types of pets and whatever. You have to pay pet rent and blah, blah, blah. 36% says that the pet influences how they spend their money.
Sure.
And 35% says, this is interesting, the people they hang out with.
Yeah, because I could see if maybe you're dating someone and they don't like your pet, or your pet doesn't like them, then you're no longer hanging out anymore.
Yeah, if your date doesn't like your pet, then they're not a person that you need to spend any more time with. And that is, so I think that makes a lot of sense. They found a lot of interesting stuff here. 71% of people said that they put their pets' needs before their own.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's wild. You do that?
I do.
You're insane.
Why?
You're a human being.
It's easier, though, to put your own things on the back burner, as they say.
I think that just leaves you with unresolved issues.
No, they're your pets. We can't help it.
I think you gotta prioritize yourself. You gotta prioritize number one, Nikki. Look out for number one.
Your pets can't help themselves.
Your
though.
pet
You're
will
there to
figure it
help them.
out. Dogs were around before. Dogs exist without us, and they can exist with us, and whatever we choose to do.
My main example would be my dog Sugar has to have allergy shots.
Yeah.
And guess who should have allergy shots more? Me.
Why don't you just start taking her allergy shots?
I probably could. I did look them up because
share.
they're like $130 now for a shot.
Is that with insurance or?
I don't have pet insurance.
Oh.
Then my insurance is not paying for her.
Yeah.
But they're like
Have you tried adding it on as a child?
Maybe I should. Like, you named her Sugar. Yes, I did. Don't ask about it.
Come on. I've seen crazier names.
But I looked him up because I thought, is this like a human allergy medicine? And you can buy it like in bulk. You can administer it yourself. But I was like, no, I'll just take him to the vet.
That is something. Have you ever heard of like buying different pet medicine? Obviously, you don't need the same kind of prescription for. So there's certain medicines you could buy for your pets with no prescription and then take yourself.
Yeah.
that you would have to get a prescription for if it was actually for you.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
Tempting, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's a lot of times cheaper too.
You take your dog in, you're like, I think they have a virus or a cold. Like, what would you give them? And then you get it.
Theoretically, what would you buy from PetSmart to help the dog deal with this if they were having these symptoms?
And then it's just for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
we can't help it though. Again, don't feel bad if you do.
I'm reading through this, and they always use the word pet. This is clearly dog. Cats don't influence anything.
They do too.
They do not.
But I think cats are just a lot easier to take care of.
That's right. That's the beauty of the
And
cat.
dogs tend to cost more.
That's right. The dogs influence everything you ever do. Cats, you could live your life and have a cat, and nothing would change.
You can barely see them during the day, but they're wonderful.
That is the amazing thing about a cat.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
You know, guys, I was thinking the other day, like I like to do. I just like to think.
You like to ponder?
I do. I'm a wise man who has lots of thoughts constantly, just things churning through my head.
Aren't you glad you have a show to get that out?
Yeah, it is. Otherwise, I'd have to be like a philosopher or something like that and write books to get all these thoughts out. So I was
Isaiah,
thinking.
I can't tell if you're shaking your head at him or.
Yeah, I just don't even know what to say at these moments of the show when he does
It's
these
all
things.
right. You don't have to say anything. I'll
Just
say it all.
absorb it,
I
let
am.
it in.
I just soak it in. I let him do his thing.
So here's what I was thinking, and it was it was a thought that shot into my head as I heard a song in the grocery store, and at this point I can't even tell you what the song was, but I heard whatever the song was, and I thought, and instantly my mind went to a movie, and then I thought, that this Kate Bush song, Running Up That Hill from Stranger Things, for the next 40 years, everybody who hears it, they're going to instantly think of Stranger Things. They're going to think of that scene, or really multiple scenes of Stranger Things where it plays a massive role in the show. And that's what your mind just goes to because it's so closely tied. And I thought, what other songs are there that are so closely tied? The second you hear it in a grocery store, in a, wherever you are out and about, or it pops up on Spotify, whatever it is, you hear the song and you're like, this makes me think of this movie or this TV show the second you hear it. You guys got some?
Well, you took mine.
Well, that's the obvious one.
I know, but I wanted to be obvious because I can't stand the fact that song is everywhere. And I feel like it is now taken away from the scenes of Stranger Things.
You think?
But that's just because I live on TikTok.
Because people use it on their stupid TikToks,
and I get nothing but that song on there. So I don't know. That would have been my choice.
All right, Nikki has none. Isaiah?
I was one.
All right. So I'm just gonna tell you the song, and then let's see if you can connect.
I like this.
The movie to the song, right? So the first one I have is "Ooh Child."
Ooh,
Well, that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
It is Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
How about "Take My Breath Away"?
Oh, Top Gun.
Yeah,
it's Top Gun,
Very
isn't it?
on brand, trendy. How about "Over the Rainbow"?
Over the Rainbow.
Like somewhere over the rainbow. Come on,
What
this
you-
is an
that's-
obvious one.
Is that
Can I
Wizard of
still hear
Oz?
It is Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I'm not singing it again. If that's what you're about to ask. I'm not doing that. I stretched there. It's out of my range.
I think you're supposed to play dumb. Be like, what's
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? One more
A few
time.
more
Keep
bars?
going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Uh-huh.
Those were the three that I had. And then I thought too, you think about there's so many Disney movies that you can
Sure.
connect
Yeah.
a million songs still. And so those ones don't really count because you could obviously connect to the Circle of Life, to Lion King,
I guess
and
that's
on
a good
and
point.
on.
And they're
But
original
see, I think
songs
that's
from the movie.
different because that's made for that movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Compared to, I
music,
wonder
too.
if everybody else man, why'd you ruin my song? Because it just happened to become popular.
Yeah, I think different artists have different stances on it because Kate Bush seems to really be embracing.
Well, it makes you more
that.
money now.
Right, yeah, of course for her. For some other artists that are artists, it's like, oh, I wish, this was not even written for this thing. So maybe they don't have such a good attitude about it. All right, I've got a couple. The first two things that I thought of.
Well, let's see if we can guess
From
your
the songs.
I bet we won't be able to guess Hudson's. I bet he has some weird
Well, they're
ones.
from, it's two different songs, same TV show.
Okay.
Staying Alive.
From a TV show?
Uh-huh. We Didn't Start the Fire.
Oh.
We didn't
Start
start.
the fire.
Oh.
It was always burning since the world's been
Let me
turning.
think.
Can I Google this?
I don't know
Give
if
us a
it'll come
hint.
up.
Do you have a hint?
I don't. Hint. It's like one of the most popular TV shows of the last 20 years.
Of the last 20 years?
But yeah. Like,
I feel like it is. What was the first song again?
Staying Alive.
Staying Alive.
You know, because of CPR. Famous CPR scene
Yeah.
in a TV show. There's a mask involved.
A mask?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are you talking about? What is the show?
Office. It's The Office, obviously.
Ah,
No,
that
it
is
didn't
obvious.
even.
I should have gotten that. That was,
Ryan started the fire.
yeah, okay, I got
Come on.
it.
Actually, there's probably a lot more from The Office.
Yeah.
Just because I think of The Office so much.
I think Isaiah did better. Just
Yeah,
because we
mine
got
were
those.
a little more obvious, but yes, I can see. The Office. I should have gotten
also,
that.
this
Shows
is-
are hard.
Oh, Sarah was texting in, The Office, The Office.
Yes, Sarah. See, you get it. You get it. I had another one. This is a little more like it's a okay. The song is "Total Eclipse of the Heart."
Yeah.
Do you know it's a Will Ferrell movie? Either of you?
Oh, it's what's it called? Come
Will
on,
Ferrell, Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn?
Yeah. Luke Wilson.
Luke Wills.
Frank the Tank.
Right. Why don't I remember that one? That's not the wedding one, is
It's
it?
old
It
school.
is. It's old school.
It's all
Got it.
Yeah, because he keeps adding.
I thought for a moment you were just saying that the movie was old school.
Yeah.
Well, you want to come back? I got a few from listeners.
Oh yeah, we got to hear more. I would love to hear this.
Well-
And maybe you can quiz us, see if Isaiah and I can figure it out.
If you guys give us the song, and then maybe we can guess the movie or the So,
Or
if
even
you
see
give, you guys don't look, and if you guys text in the song and the movie or the TV show, and then I will look, but they won't.
Okay, I've got one more for you, Nikki.
Okay.
Extreme Days by Toby Mac.
What?
You are so- Extreme Days.
You nailed it.
Got
Thank you.
If you've ever asked yourself, just how bad can it get? We've got your answer right here. Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
Nikki, you've heard the saying, "Nothing good happens after midnight."
No, I don't think I have.
You haven't?
I think in my life it was like only the best.
Well, that probably explains a lot of your problems.
I
then.
know I'm not. I don't. I should not be up past midnight, especially
No.
when we get up so early.
Well, don't worry, Nikki. It's not just you. We have a new research here from Mass General Research Institute, as in like Massachusetts General. Like that's a pretty big hospital system, right?
Yeah.
Pretty important. They know what they're doing, supposedly. And their research says they want to let everybody know humans aren't supposed to be awake after midnight at all. We're
At
not
all?
supposed to be. We're not. They basically found that our biological circadian clock is turn to warn processes that promote sleep, not wakefulness after midnight. So basically, from a all human race standpoint, us human beings, we're not meant to be
up.
awake after midnight.
I have heard a few people who do like, what shift would that be? Is that the one when you work overnight hours?
Yeah.
So
what
is that third
called?
shift?
Third. Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
it'd be
what it
third
is.
shift. And third shift, like workers, your circadian rhythm,
Uh-huh.
it can mess, like health wise, it can really mess you up.
Yeah.
So it'd be, I guess, are they saying better for us to not stay up late or not work over those hours?
That is exactly what they're saying. They say that really it's just throwing us completely off to be staying up after midnight or being awake after midnight, and our body's just not going to function, especially once it gets around.
taste
Once
of
it is
that.
overnight, yeah, your body is not going to function at its optimal levels when you're staying up like that.
Did you see how they're trying to scare everybody?
What do you? What?
They say staying up late leads to more impulse behavior like high risk decisions, drinking, overeating, gambling, and criminal activity.
Oh no!
Like, that's
well,
everything.
I hit a lot of those, and I don't even stay up after midnight.
You're like, wait a minute. Are you saying it could be all those problems are just because you're up past midnight?
Imagine how much
Does that
worse.
cause the gambling issue?
Yeah, imagine how much worse we would be if we did stay up after
Oh,
midnight.
that'd be awful.
We might check a lot more of those boxes.
But they're saying that it does have implications that if you are someone who has to work in the middle of the night, like say a police officer or a healthcare worker or even pilots, that they wanted you to understand your brain could have an impact and some extra difficulties if you do have overnight hours.
I think we need to change as a people I think it's time for us to embrace a 9 o'clock bedtime.
But then you always
For
feel
everybody.
like you're so old. Like, why am I going to bed at
Not if everybody's doing it. We've all got to adjust.
It's too light out.
We'd all be much happier if we all went to bed at 9 o'clock.
Aw, but then you feel like you got in trouble.
At first.
And, okay, wait. That's not my issue. I could be in bed at 9 o'clock. I'm not falling asleep at 9 o'clock.
What you do in your own bed after 9 o'clock is your business, as long as you're in your own bed.
As long as it doesn't lead to criminal activity.
Yeah, as long as you're not gambling on your phone or drinking in bed, then I think you're fine.
And then you tell them, you're like, but it's only 9. It's not a problem.
It helps me sleep. It helps. If I didn't drink, I would be awake after midnight.
No,
I'm trying to follow the rules.
They are saying if you have those hours, you need to recognize that maybe that could be a problem that is from those hours. It's not you. It's your hours.
It's your job. That's a problem.
There are two types of people in this world, and Hudson has a problem with both. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You ready to judge some dog names?
Aww.
You ready? What?
Well, that's not a nice way, right? Are we judging then what we name our animals?
know.
It's
maybe.
never in a nice way.
It could be. We could be positive about this. We could
I see that there.
compliment some of the top dog names. I have data on the most popular dog names in general, as well as the most popular dog names by state. And so here's, first of all, what's interesting is that almost every state, like, they pretty much follow what is the most popular dog name in general. But there's 2 states that have the most popular dog name that's not even in the top 10. And those are Hawaii, where the most popular dog name is Kona.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, that
Real
fits
cute.
in with the region. And then in Mississippi, the most popular dog name is Sadie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
I feel like that's pretty common too.
That is it's 11th
It feels
nationally.
like a golden retriever.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
very southern
Or an
too.
Irish setter named Sadie.
Oh, yeah, that could be. But for generally, it is interesting. That was something they pointed out in this study that was done by Bark, which I don't know. There's some pet something. And
the bark boxes.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
Oh, okay. So they're doing this based off of their subscribers. So out of 3.2 million dogs. And so what they found was, you would think, maybe you would think that across 50 states and all the different regions, that maybe different dog names would be more popular regionally. And that's not what they found. Besides Mississippi and Hawaii, everywhere seems to stick to generally the similar options. So the most popular dog name overall, and in 35 states as well, is Luna.
So is that from, like, I saw the second most, or like, it seems like every other one is a Bella.
Bella, yeah.
And I mean, Bella, I could see like maybe isn't that Twilight? So like, what's Luna from?
I don't know. See, I was thinking
Is Luna from
means
a show?
moon. Like, I don't know if it's from a show, but I've heard of a lot of people naming their dogs Luna.
Yeah.
It's like, it
you know
means
about
moon.
Luna dogs?
I know at least one Luna dog. I know at least 2 Bella dogs.
Huh. I've never heard those names for dogs that I can think of, but they feel like cat names to me.
They do?
Yeah. Doesn't Bella seem like a cat?
I don't know. I feel like
people
Bella's one of the most common dog names. Like I know at least one dog named Bella. I think I know 2 dogs named Bella.
That's why I would never choose it.
Oh, you would go into too popular?
Yeah. For some reason, Zafira the dog, I don't think
It's
is
not
in
on
the
the
top
list.
100 here. But those are both, I guess Luna could go either way. Bella's clearly seems to be a female dog. Max was number 3, then Cooper, Daisy, Charlie. This is an interesting one. Loki, number 7. What do you guys account for that?
I know one Loki dog too.
You do?
I do know one person named their dog Loki.
And why?
I don't know. I think, well, obviously the show is super popular recently. I think it's just a cool name. I don't know. It fits dogs. I don't know. It's a dog
Well,
name.
you got to think like, all right, if you're not a dog owner, what you have to do is when you get a puppy or a dog, because you can get one at any age, what are you comfortable shouting?
Yeah.
And if you're uncomfortable shouting Loki,
Yeah.
because you will have to yell at your dog
Actually,
to get it to come back.
Loki makes a lot of sense for a dog because what is Loki? The god of mischief, right? And I mean, wouldn't that be? We could
Perfect
call it
name.
any of our dogs Loki. It would fit right in just based off of their personality, I think. And then Lucy, Nala, and Coda round out the top 10.
I feel like we're at the Bark Park right now.
Yeah, this is what you would hear. People shouting out. That's exactly what you would hear. Nikki, what were your dogs' names again? Are they on the list?
Mine, Cinnamon, Sugar, and Rolo. Because we always pick like candy or like some sort of dessert sort of theme.
Like it's an Android update.
Yeah, basically from forever ago. No, we've always stuck with that.
I do not see yours in the top 100
Me either. I don't think you're in there.
Jim, surprisingly, not in there. Well, we're all we like to be unique. We pride ourselves on differing from the mainstream and not just going along with what everybody else does.
We're not a Luna.
Yeah.
Hey, if your dog's name is Luna, that's okay.
I think it works really well for a dog.
I think it's a cute name.
Luna, I don't know. It does feel kind of like you're really into astrology or something. You know, I'm going to name my dog after the moon.
Well, I think it's a beautiful name.
It's very nice.
And Hudson's not into it, which is also a bonus then.
Yeah, there you go.
You think
Two
that's
wins.
a negative, it's a win for someone else.
The Riot's x-rays just came in, and they all got that dog in them. Radio U.
See and hear that we missed out on a national day on Friday that we didn't
did?
celebrate. I don't know. Nikki, you might have celebrated while you were on vacation, but Isaiah and I totally missed it. And that is National Underwear Day.
On Friday?
Yeah.
I mean, did we miss it?
What do you mean?
Like
you
on
wear it?
Friday, did we wear
didn't-
underwear?
We didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about it, which how did we miss that one? That would have been such a
That's a
great
big
topic
one.
for you and I.
It would have. I know it would have been perfect, but now we get to talk about it with Nikki.
Great.
So,
Even
how did-
better.
Yeah.
Glad I could be a part of this.
How did you celebrate, Nikki?
Well, I mean, it was just a normal day. What do you like? It's not like companies are like, here, have a free underwear. I mean, what are you going to
I
get?
feel like if they were giving out free underwear, that's not underwear you really want either.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
here's a pair. I'm like, well, I don't know if I want those ones.
This is the underwear that only has one leg hole for some reason. This just don't ask too many questions.
Yeah, just take the free one.
So Isaiah, you say, I see here, you're claiming that underwear is going out of style.
I think it is going out of style.
What do you have to base
And
that
the
on?
reason that I think this is because, like, when we go out every day, I think less people are wearing underwear than we realize.
I don't know what you're basing that off of.
Just like some of my
Are
general
you just getting
interactions.
a hunch?
What do you mean?
My general interaction with people, I feel like less people are wearing underwear than you think.
Gosh, is the inflation so bad?
It's awful. It's running rampant. But this past weekend, I do have data to base this off of. This past weekend, I was hanging out with both my brothers, my cousin,
They don't count
and my
in
roommates.
This. They don't count in this.
And I will say that both my brothers and my cousin, when we were hanging out, none of them were wearing underwear.
Why don't
How do
they
you know
wear
that?
underwear?
How do
Because
you
they
know
brought it up. Because, like, it's a thing, I would say, not like, I think it's a thing with guys. Like, if you're wearing jeans, you usually would wear underwear. Because jeans aren't all that comfy. But they all were wearing jeans with no underwear. And it wasn't like we were just, like, hanging out, like, at my house or anything. Like, we were out and about on the town, walking around. And I was like, none of you guys are? But then I think about it myself. Like, there's, like, a lot of days where I come into Radio U that I just don't wear underwear.
Don't
because
say
I'm
that.
wearing,
Don't say
I'm wearing
that.
sweat shorts. I feel it's very comfy.
No, don't
and
say
so then
that.
I started thinking to myself, wow, maybe less and less people are wearing underwear than you think.
Maybe it's your family's problem.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't know.
very
I mean,
anecdotal
Hudson, have you?
evidence.
I mean, obviously, you as a man as well. Do you go commando pretty regularly?
No, I do not.
Really?
I feel comfortable admitting that I do not
I
do
think
that.
Ever?
Isaiah, you live in a weird world.
Yeah.
Ever? I feel like, now listen, I feel like less people are wearing them. I think that you might think that people have them on because if you say, like, oh, I'm not wearing underwear, then people are like, oh, why aren't you wearing underwear?
You're not saying it in a weird
No.
way.
So you keep it to yourself. But because if it was normalized, and everyone would just say like, "Oh yeah, I'm not wearing socks."
I never go without underwear. In fact, I wear multiple pairs of underwear.
No, you do
I'm
not.
very modest.
No,
I like to
you
keep
do
it
not.
covered up. I don't want anything falling out of place.
I like
and
how
so
normally our studies are like 2,000 people studied, like MIT or something really official. And you're like, well, no, Isaiah's two brothers and your cousin or something or your roommate said
And myself, none of us are wearing underwear. I will say in the study that I have done myself, I would say some of the conclusions I got, it makes you feel a lot more free, a lot stress. It's a stress reliever as well. That's mainly conclusions that I based upon my own
I
findings.
think
Well,
I've
thank you
also
for your study.
find that you and your family are disgusting.
That is not true. That is not true.
Your
Not
jeans.
wearing underwear is a very freeing thing. It's not unsanitary.
It is, and
How
your sweat.
else so?
There's sweat from the swampiness goes
feel like it's
straight
less.
to your pants and your shorts.
I feel like it's less. If you're not wearing underwear, you're a little cooler, maybe.
Also,
I feel like I'm checking out of this conversation.
if you're wearing shorts and somebody sees you from the wrong angle, you're
No.
also leaving yourself open to things.
Listen, you can text it at 8772 RadioU. Is there a better feeling
No
than
one.
going commando for a full day?
No. And for National Underwear Day, which was on Friday, I don't know if we can really say we agree with you that underwear is going out of style. But we appreciate your study into this.
I just pictured now like Isaiah's wearing shorts, a basic instinct, whatever the Sharon Stone.
Oh, no. Just think to yourself next time, will you?
I'm boycotting underwear for the rest of the month in honor of National Underwear Day.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.